All right, Algebra 2. Hope you guys are doing good. Miss ya. Wanted to let you guys know for today's video, we are skipping all the way to Chapter 11. So, previous chapter test is done. By now, you guys have already taken that. And I wanted to let you know that we are skipping, and moving into Chapter 11. Okay? Just so that you're aware of that. Information that is covered in the previous chapters is important for pre-calc, but there's kind of this little group in the middle where it's not as vital, and so I wanted to make sure that you got exposed to all the chapters that I know will be important to you for pre-calc for next year. So we're jumping into Chapter 11. This is now beginning Section 1, titled Permutations and Combinations. I want to let you know this video might be a little bit on the long side. I'm going to try to give you guys some time right now. Pause the video, copy all this information down. I am going to let you know that I'm going to have to kind of transfer the iPad over. So I'm going to use the other board, the blank whiteboard, and I'm going to leave these notes up here so that while I'm doing example problems over there, I'm going to be referencing the notes here. So if you guys could please copy these notes down, and that way while I'm doing example problems, you guys will be able to reference these exact notes while the example problems are being done. Okay, so pause it, take the notes. All right, so things that you're going to need to look up, some definitions here. Fundamental counting principle, here's that page. Permutation, there's that page. And combination, there's that page. So these definitions are things that are important because it's a little bit conceptual and calculation based. So we haven't had too many sections or chapters where you're going to have info that comes to you in words. You got to know there's something special about why they're telling you these certain words in a word problem, and then from that information, the calculations that you have to perform on it. Okay? So, make sure that you write down those definitions, and make sure that you kind of understand the basics of those definitions. Something that, if I haven't said it enough, you guys can email me questions. Make sure that you are joining in on a Zoom meeting when we're able to do those, which usually are, probably like 2 to 3 sections will have been covered, and then we could do a Zoom meeting and cover any questions that you guys have from those. So after we post this video, we'll probably be doing another section before we have another Zoom meeting, just so you guys are in that loop. All right, so there's another term here. It's called factorial. All right, a factorial of a number. I give you the definition here, and I'll give you the example here. So a factorial, it's basically when you're taking the product or multiplication of a given number and all the natural numbers less than that number. And a natural number, think like counting number. So like if I were to give you 8, and I said I want the factorial of 8, you would do 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And you notice we always go all the way down to 1, never include 0. Because if you go down to 0, your whole answer is going to be 0 then. So that defeats the purpose. So I give you an example. What if you had the factorial of 6? Oh, by the way, factorial, that is represented by an exclamation point. So off to the side here, I'm going to say that's what the factorial is going to be represented by. So if they say the factorial of 6 or 6 factorial, you're going to go 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 all the way down, and you're going to get 720. Now, if you guys would like, I'm going to try to give you all the tricks that you could do through your calculator in this same video. So this is how you would do it on a calculator. You would go punch in that number. So you would punch in the number 6, and then on the calculator you would hit the math button, and then you're going to scroll to the right until you see PRB. You're going to hit that button or hit enter for that, and then go down to number 4. Number 4 is where you're going to see the exclamation point, which of course means factorial. then hit enter, and on your calculator you should now see a 6 and then an exclamation point, and if you hit enter you should see the answer is 720. Okay, so this video is going to be important to rewind, go back through it, listen to how I give you all those calculator directions. All right, for a permutation, order is important. Now when we do the example problem for permutation, you're going to see order matters. It's important. Here is the equation for permutation. You have n, capital P, meaning permutation, and then R. This is what n is. You have n number of items taken R at a time. So this is order. You have a certain number of items and you can only take them at a specific time. Now, you will always put the bigger number for n and the smaller number for R. Again, when we do the example problems, it'll make a little bit more sense. And then the calculator directions here, I'm going to walk you through that, but I make sure that you copy this down. For combination, order is not important. All right, so for combination, order is not important. And then again, you still have n and R. N is the bigger number, R is the smaller number, capital C representing combination. I'm still going to show you guys how to do the algebra, but I'm also going to show you the calculator. Okay? So again, make sure that this is all copied down, that way I can reference it for the example problems, which we're going to be doing 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B, as well as number 3. Okay, so we're going to get the iPad resituated here in front of a clean whiteboard. Okay, so let's pick up with some example problems. So I am on page 794. We're going to take a look at 1A. So this 1A goes with the definition of fundamental counting principle. All right, so what we have here, it says a make your own adventure story lets you choose 6 points, gives 4 plot choices, and 5 possible endings. All right, so the fundamental counting principle, simply enough, is basically all the info you're given and you multiply everything together. Okay, so what we're given is you have, this is 1A, you have a total of 6 starting points. You then are given 4 plot choices, and then you are given 5 possible endings. How many adventures are there? So this is literally all you're going to be plugging into your calculator. 6 times 4 times 5, and you're going to be getting 120 different outcomes. So the fundamental counting principle, that's our basic intro concept. Okay? And so that's just what you're given, multiply those numbers together. Okay? All right, let's take a look at 1B, which takes the fundamental counting principle and it enhances it a little bit. All right, so you have a password is 4 letters and 1 digit. All right, so if we have 4 letters, 1 digit, this is important because those are not the actual numbers that we're using. What you need to now think about is that 4 letters, how many letters are in the alphabet? There are 26 letters in the alphabet, and then 1 digit. All right, now 1 digit, we include 0 as a digit. So if you think about this, if you include 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, that means there are actually 10 digits to pick from. Okay, so let's go back to the problem. 1B. A password is 4 letters followed by 1 digit. Uppercase letters and lowercase letters may be used and are considered different. We have 26 letters in the alphabet. However, uppercase would be 26 letters and lowercase would be 26 letters. So if we say 26 times 2, because in this situation we are saying you have 26 uppercase letters, you have 26 lowercase letters, giving you a total of 52 letters. The digits still stay at 10. All right, and then it's saying how many passwords are possible for the 4 letters followed by 1 digit. Now, what we need to see here is we are actually going to have, for each letter, there's a total of 52 possible letters to pick from. Remember, 26 uppercase and 26 lowercase. So, if we were to take 52 4 different letters, you're actually going to have 52 for the first possible one, and another 52, and another 52, and another 52. Because you could pick 4 letters. You have 26 uppercase, 26 lowercase, 52 possible letters to pick from, and what they're telling you here is that you could pick any letter. So you could double up on letters. So you could have a capital A, capital A, capital A, capital A, or lower a, lower a, lower a, lower a, and that goes all the way through the entire alphabet. So that's why you have to do 52 times 52 times 52 times 52, and then you're going to take that answer times 10. And if you work all that out, you should end up getting 73,116,000 and then 160. All of this right here for one possible password combination. Okay, so that's for 1A, much simpler. 1B, and I'm going into a lot of detail here for you guys because I want you to understand it. Rewatch this video, look back through it, go slowly, take your time to understand this. Okay, so I'm going to leave that up there for just one more second. I'm going to have to erase it because we need space. Okay, let's take a look at 2A. All right, we're getting into a permutation. We're going to understand through these problems, permutations, why, as it says on your notes over there, order is important. All right, so for 2A, awards are given out at a costume party. How many ways can? Most creative, silliest, and best. Well, right there, this is 2A. There are 3 different categories, okay? 3 different categories. Most creative, silliest, and best. How many different ways can these costumes be awarded to 8 contestants? So we have 8 contestants, and then it says no one gets more than 1 award. That's important. No one gets more than 1 award. That is why, if you look back at the notes, order is important, because no one gets more than 1 award. What if you had one person win it all? Then that would mean order doesn't matter. But they give you that key line right there where it says no one gets more than 1 award, so order matters, therefore it's a permutation. So we're going to use the permutation equation. And if you remember, I said n is always the bigger number, r is always the smaller number. So it's going to look like this, where you have that is the basic setup. Now, what this means is we're going to have 8 factorial divided by, in parentheses, 8 minus 3 factorial. So I'm showing you the algebraic method, then I'm going to use the calculator and it's just going to confirm it. All right, so remember, what is 8 factorial? That really is 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All divided. What is 8 minus 3? It's going to give you 5. So really, on the bottom, we're looking at a 5 factorial. So I'm going to put it directly underneath it so you can see how things will cross out. This all crosses itself out. So really, you're just looking at 8 times 7 times 6. When you work that out, you're going to get 336. That would be 336 different ways. Now, in the calculator, I know this might not be the best visualization here, so we're going to see how well this gets picked up on the screen. If I were to put, let's see, it's going to be 8. Okay, then you're going to push the math button. Then you're going to scroll over to where it says PRB. You're going to hit go down to number 2. And then see if that's coming up there. You got 8. And then what you just recognize is you should have NPR. And then the next number we plug in is 3. So it should look like that. And then hit enter. And again, you're looking at 336. That may have come up backwards. My apologies if it did. But that's the basic process, algebra. And then on the calculator, that's the process you could use there. Okay, let's take a look at 2b. All right, this one might come a little bit easier to you with all that info that we just gave for 2a. So for 2b, we're looking at how many ways can a 2-digit number be formed by using only the digits 5 through 9. All right, so a 2-digit number, and we can use 5 through 9. So let's think about this. You have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 5 total numbers you could pick from. So really, this is 5. And then we want to pick a 2-digit number. So, as it's going to tell us, each digit can only be used once. That's why it is a permutation. Look back at the notes. Order is important here because each number can only be used once. Order matters. So we're going to say 5 permutation 2. All right, and in the calculator, you would make sure you got a clear screen, hit the number 5, then hit the math button, move to the right till it goes to PRB. Then you're going to go and look at the second one, which should be the permutation one. You're going to push that one. Then you're going to hit the number 2, and after that, you're going to then hit enter. You go through that whole process. The calculator just did it for you. All right, algebra-wise, this would be a 5 factorial over 5 minus 2 factorial. 5 minus 2 is 3. So really you're looking at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then 3, 2, 1. All of those guys cross out, and you're looking at 5 times 4, simply enough, just giving you an answer of 20. Okay, so there's that, and then we have the final problem here, number 3. All right, and number 3, we're moving into a combination. We're going to see why this is a combination. All right, number 3 says the swim team has 8 swimmers. All right, so number 8 must be important. We got 8 swimmers. 2 swimmers will be selected to swim in the first heat. How many ways can the swimmers be selected? We got 2. Notice how it said nothing about, oh, you can't repeat or anything about order matters. You just have 8 swimmers. You need to pick 2 of them. That's it. So order of how you pick them doesn't matter. It's not like boys first, girls first, tallest, shortest. So order doesn't matter. So you got 8 total people to pick from. You're just picking 2 of them. So we know this is a combination. We're looking at 8 combination 2. Okay, so if we set it up algebraically, this is going to be an 8 factorial divided by, and let's see, this is a 2 factorial. Look back at your notes, make sure you have the right combination equation. I had to double check that. And then we have 8 minus 2 factorial. Okay, so what we're looking at, if we expand this, is you have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, all over, and then you're going to have the factorial of 2 is just 2 and 1, and then in parentheses over here, what's 8 minus 2? That's going to give us a 6. So a 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's that factorial there. Now, look at how all of this crosses out. And really what you're looking at is 8 times 7 divided by 2. That simply is going to give you an answer of 28 different ways to find that combination. Now if you plug this into your calculator, first thing you're going to do is hit the number 8. Then after that, hit the math button. Then after that, scroll to the right till you get to PRB, which by the way stands for probability. And then you're going to go down till you get to number 3, hit enter there, and on the calculator, this is what should come up. You're going to have an 8, and then you're going to have an NCR, and then you got to hit the number 2, so then you should see that. After this is what you're looking at on the calculator, hit enter, and you should get the number 28. Okay, guys. So, again, I apologize, long video there, but I do think it's going to be very helpful. Watch it, rewatch it, rewind it, do everything you guys got to do to make sure that you understand it, you grasp these concepts. That way, the rest of the chapter flows a little bit better. Okay? All right. Again, as always, love you guys, care for you guys, hope you're doing well, and you guys are keeping yourself busy. All right. Talk to you later.